Welcome students. Today we are going to deal with investment management, how actual investment process happens. So let's begin with this. So investment process has 5 different steps. First comes with investment policy, second comes analysis, then come valuation, then portfolio construction, and at the end it will be portfolio evaluation. So in investment policy, there are 3 sub-valuation policy process: investable fund, objectives, knowledge regarding investment. In second analysis part, we have to analyze the market, we have to analyze the industry, and we have to analyze the company. In third valuation process, we have to evaluate intrinsic value and future value. In the portfolio construction, we have to look for diversification of investment, selection of the security, and allocation of the fund. At the end, portfolio evaluation, we have to go for appraisal, then we have to go for revision of the investment. Now, in the first process, policy, framing of the investment policy. So here, most important part is a systematic functioning. The government or investor formulates the investment policy before proceeding to invest. The essential ingredient of the policy is that, so what is the investable fund you have? Funds may be generated through savings or from borrowings. You can get it from any of these two. If funds are borrowed, the investor has to be extra careful in selection of investment because borrowed fund has to be returned and he has to look for different alternatives. He must make sure that returns are higher than the interest he pays because borrowed funds always have the interest. With that, he has to pay back the amount and he has to earn the income from it. Now, at the point B, objectives. The objectives are framed on the premises of the required rate of return, how much the investor is expecting, need for regular income, risk perception, and need for liquidity. All these aspects come with the objectives. The risk taker's objective is to earn high rate of return in the form of capital appreciation. They look for higher the change in the value of share value, or you can say asset. But when it comes to primary objective of the risk averse is the safety principle. So objective might be higher income. If investor is looking, then he has to be more risk. As a stable income, he has to go for safety principle. Now coming to the third, knowledge part. Knowledge about investment alternatives and markets plays a key role in policy formulation. It's a knowledge only which tells an investor how to proceed for investment. There are huge investment alternatives available from security to real estate, we know. The risk and return associated with investment alternatives differ from each other. If you are looking for investment in land, no doubt, but the income will come, appreciation will be high, but it is not liquid and it will take huge time. Other side, if you go investment in shares, we will get a easy liquidity, but risk is higher side. The investor should be aware of the stock market structure and functions of the brokers. The modes of operations are different in the BSE, NSE, and OTC. Brokerage charges are also different from different broking agencies. Knowledge about stock exchange enable an investor to trade the stock intelligently. So before proceeding to invest, the minimum required thing with the investor is he should have a basic knowledge of investment. Now moving to the second part, we are going to analyze this security. Here comes 3 things: market analysis, industry, and company analysis. Most important part plays in the market analysis is the GDP, gross domestic production, and the inflation, which always reflects on stock prices. If there is a recession, then there will be a bearish trend. If there is an inflation, there will be bullish trend. In stock market, prices may fluctuate in the short run, but in the long run. So they move in trends. The investor can fix his entry and exit points through technical analysis. He can go through moving average method, he can go through RSI, or he can follow some trends also. So coming to the second point, industry analysis. An analysis of performance, prospects, and problems of an industry of interest is known as industry analysis. So we have to analyze when getting into investment, we have to look for the particular industry, how it is overall performing. The risk factor related to automobile industry are different from those related to information technological industry. So every industry has their own risk factors, and that has to be evaluated by the investor. The performance of industry reflects the performance of the companies it consists of. An industry is set of companies who operate in the same business. Now moving to company analysis, this is purely analyzing the company where an investor is going to invest. Here, investor checks earnings, profitability, operating analysis, capital structure, and management have to be screened. It is the company which gives appreciation to the share value. The perform earnings decide the appreciation of share value of a company. A company with a high product market share is able to create wealth for investor in the form of capital appreciation. A good company always gives a better returns in the future. So coming to the third point, the valuation point. Here comes two things, intrinsic value and future value. Intrinsic value of the share is measured through the book value of the share and price earning ratio. So simple discounting models can be adopted to value the shares. And this comes the calculation part. We have to evaluate through book value, and we have to look for price earning ratio. Now coming to the future value of security can be estimated by using simple statistical technique like trend analysis. What will be the future value, whether it will go to the bearish trend or bullish trend, that can be analyzed through trends with the help of statistical tools. The analysis of the historical behavioral of price enables the investor to predict the future value with the valuation method. Now, the fourth part come after valuation is construction of a portfolio. So construction of portfolio includes different investment alternatives, avenues where an investor choose. By constructing a portfolio, investors attempt to spread risk by not putting all their eggs into one basket, and it also helps to meet their goals and objectives. If you are investing in different sector, different industry, in different companies, so if any company or any industry is making loss, another industry will give the return and income to the investors. So here we have to go for first is diversification. Always investor has to diversify his investment to reduce the risk. Always a diversified portfolio is comparatively less risky than holding a single portfolio, because if that single portfolio collapses, whole amount of investment will collapse. There will be highest risk. So there should be diversification in the investment. So you can go for debt and equity diversification. You can go to the collaboration of debt, some of the debt instrument, and you can go for some of the equity diversification. Or else you can go for industry diversification. You can invest in banking industry, you can invest in IT industry, you can invest in automobile industry. You can choose industry wise also. Now company diversification, with the different company you can invest who are very less risky and who are performing very good at the market. There you have to analyze the technical analysis also and fundamental analysis also. And the B section comes with the selection and allocation. Once you select the different portfolio on the basis, then you have to allocate. First you have to select, then you have to allocate the funds to that particular selected security. At the fifth point, portfolio evaluation. Here, after selecting and allocating the fund, you have to always evaluate the performance of the portfolio. In that, appraisal has to be done. You have to look into the economy, industry, and relevant companies from which stocks are bought have to be appraised. And appraisal warns of the loss, and steps can be taken to avoid such loss. You can revise your strategy. Then you can go for revision. It depends on the result of the appraisal, how different investment alternatives are performing. If any stock is low yielding or any security is low yielding, so with high risk are replaced with the high yielding security with low risk factor after the appraisal process. The investor periodically revises the components of the portfolio to keep the return at a level. So revision has to be continue every particular period, which is decided by the investor. And after the appraisal, the investor can review his investment. Now coming back to investment, different investment avenues available for investors. So if you look securities, we can investor can invest in stocks, bonds, government securities, money market instruments, derivatives, and mutual funds. But going to the deposit side, investor can invest in bank deposits. Other, he can go for NBFC, non-banking financial company. That is also options available. Coming to the safer side, postal schemes, monthly income schemes, national savings schemes, Vikas Patra, Public Provident Fund. These are the schemes available with the postal with a very less risk. Investor can also invest in insurance sector for a life insurance policy for managing the uncertainties, and also can invest in unit linked insurance plan. And the end real estate, he can real assets, sorry, he can invest in real estate, he can invest in precious material like gold, diamond, jewelry, and also he can invest in art and antiques. So these are the different investment avenues available for the investors. So we will end the session.